Welcome to part 2 of how to build a hen nest. So on part 1 we got to the stage where we got the nest all up to this point. Now we're still going to make another one a little bit lower and another one a little bit higher. So what we're going to have to do before we attach these studs for the 2 other nests, we're going to have to attach the wall to them, because otherwise when you put the screw in from this side you won't be able to get after them. But before we do that even, we're going to have to cut out a couple more of these boards, and then there's a perch that's going to go on the top of here. It's where they'll roost at night. So we already got some of those boards cut out. Then we're going to cut out a board that'll run across here, and then we'll cut like a little arch. The arch will give them the feeling of protection. And we'll leave this open down here. It makes it a lot easier to clean. You can just grab the handful of hay, straw, grass, just slide it off. We're going to go ahead and cut up a couple more boards and get after it. Alright, so we need about, we're going to cut this down to 12 inches and then get 3 12 inches out of this one here. To do that, the miter saw works great, cuts it straight every time. Obviously it needs electricity, which doesn't appear to be hooked up in the garage, so I'll be right back. Make sure to always have the proper safety equipment for cutting. So let's go ahead and measure 12 inches out of here. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and attach these 2 side pieces to their studs right out here. Now these just go on the side so they don't have to be perfectly level. And obviously it's always good practice to try to at least get it close to level. So this end sticking out the bottom is what's going to attach to the studs in the shed. Let's just go ahead and screw this down here. You can kind of use a 90 degree to approximate it. At least looks a little bit better. Alright, here we are. One more of these and we should be good. Okay, so that's the wall that'll stick into one of the coops, or one of the nests. So we got to go ahead and make another one just like that. I'll have to take these screws, well actually, I'll probably do it like this here. So the 14 5-incher, something like that. And one of these boards here to go on top. Probably about right about there should be good. And kind of put the 90 degree on there. So that looks pretty good. Knock it in with 4 screws and we should be good to go. And we should be ready to access the coop and start sticking these nests back on. Make sure the board stays straight. Alright, that should be good. Not going to need these screws. Okay, now, so we got all of our 6 other pieces here. 2 for the floor, 2 for the ceiling, and then 4 for the roof, including these 2 here. And then what we're going to do is on the roof, we're going to attach the perch to it. Then the hens can sleep there. So they'll sleep on their perch, nest in their box, roost, whatever you call it. Lay eggs in their box. So let's just go ahead and put up the floors and the walls. And then for the ceiling, we'll attach the perch. And then we'll attach the ceiling. Let's go ahead and go to the coop and get that started. Alright, so we're back in the coop here. Now we got this wall, see the screws attached on that side, so when they're connected you can't attach them. That's why we attached them on the deck back there. So it'll go ahead and that one will go right there. And then we got the other one for the other side, so let's go ahead and just attach it here. Now again, this one's a little tricky because it's left-handed. So I'm just going to go ahead and start one of the screws on the table here. And for the other side. Alright, now when we put this on here, we should get the level. We'll put on one screw and then we'll get the level and see how close it is. So just go ahead and get that out of the way here. So we want it a little bit higher than the other, not much, but just enough. Alright, now, you can go ahead and grab the level here. Alright, so we got the level. I'll eye it up here. Looks like, well, that looks pretty good right there. So let's go ahead and attach this top one as well. Alright. I'm going to put on 2 more screws and call it good. Alright. So that's pretty durable there. Now, we're going to want to put the studs in on the other side here. So, got a board there. Now this is another one that we kind of want to get level. So we'll just go ahead and slide that on there and see about where this board needs to be. So looks like right about there should be level. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of there, out of the way, and then we'll put in 1 screw here and then see if it's level from the other side, or from a different axis. So let's just go ahead and tighten this down. Alright, now just double check, make sure it's still level. Alright, that looks pretty good. So now let's come in from this up and down deal here. Well, actually, so this end needs to come up a little bit and then we should be pretty good. So let's just go ahead and slam that in there. that feels pretty good right there. So, yeah, looks like we're good. So now let's just go ahead and see, there's going to be another board that attaches on the, well, actually I made an error of judgment there. We're going to have to remove that board and move it down a little bit, as you'll see soon. Alright, so actually this is supposed to line up like that there. So that was my bad. Let's just go ahead and try to get this level again. So right about there should be where we need this board. Let's move that aside. So let's move that out some. And just put it in there again. Alright, now let's get it level in this direction. Right about there should be good. And tighten her down again. Alright, so that feels fairly stable. Yeah, now it looks like we're back in business. So, we want to have a stud up here now. So let's go ahead and we're going to use this board to level it again. So right about there looks pretty good. Now, the only problem is I ran out of, well actually yeah, here's a couple screws. So let's go ahead and I'm going to finagle this with one hand. Get that screw in there. Pull that out a little bit. Alright. Now, first one's always a little tricky. So let's go ahead and make sure this is level and then put in the other one. Right about there. Should be good. And then stick this one on there. Alright. That's nice there. Gotta tighten the other one that was already on there a little bit better. So, we should have the roof. That's pretty close. Not quite 100%. Well, actually, that's because this end isn't on the board. Alright, now it looks better. Okay. So all we got to do on this one is attach the bottom side and the top piece. So let's go ahead and grab a bottom piece here. Alright, that's a pretty tight fit, so let's try another one. And then we'll grab the smaller screws as well. Just pocket a couple of them. Alright. So, look, that's a pretty snug fit. So we had a nail in there that kind of got in the way, so just go ahead and tighten this down then. Alright, now remember, we don't necessarily need the board flush with the back wall. Give ourselves a little bit of space there. to provide better ventilation and whatnot. Alright. Okay, so that one's on there. Now we just need to go ahead and tighten these other screws, and we should have the floor. Alright. Alright, one more, and we should be completed. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Now we gotta put in the wall on that side. Alright, okay, so it should be that side just like that. I could probably start a couple of the screws out here. Make life a bit easier. I don't want to start too many of them, then I might start misaligning them and all that good fun stuff. Okay. Just go ahead and so right about there should be pretty good. Alright. Now this screw got misaligned, so we'll have to right about there. Alright. Two more on the top and we should be good. Alright. Excellent. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we got that side on. We just need the roof, but like I said before the roof goes on, we got to get the perch attached. Let's go ahead and start some screws on this side here. I may as well just start two of them. Kind of live life in the... Alright. Now, I just stick it on there. So, you know, we want it a little bit shorter than the others. Right. Just kind of eye it up a little. Right about there should be good. Excellent. I'll just double check, make sure everything is level. Well, that looks pretty good. Well, that one's a little off, but maybe come down a bit. Actually, yeah, let me loosen one of these screws and realign it here. Right, actually. Okay, now, alright, right about there should be good. Alright, that's better. Now, let's go ahead and get this one here. So, whoops. Alright. about there is where it wants to be. Alright, there, nice. Nice, it didn't fall on the floor. Alright, that one's pretty close. That one's a little loose. Let's put another screw in here. Once I got that battery, go ahead and swap it out. Alright, I'll just tighten this down, make it a little more dirt stable. Alright, now it feels pretty good. So, looks like we're going to need another screw for the top there. There's one more, then we should be good. Alright, a little bit of cracking there, so it's always something you don't necessarily want, but it happens. Alright, now we got to put in the floor. Let me go ahead and I'm going to start one of these screws in here. Alright, this is going to be a left-hander, so that's why it's very helpful to start the screws. Okay, now, the mistake I made last time is I lined this up with the top of this when it should be lined up with the bottom. Let's go ahead and not let lightning strike twice. So just like it needs to be about right there. So let's try to go ahead and get the board to where we approximately need it here. So right about there. Looks pretty good. Slide that into there. Alright, now we get started on this first one and then level it in the different axis. Alright, now we gotta level it like that direction there. And right about there. Should be pretty good. Alright. Excellent. That one feels a little shaky, but I think we can make it work. Okay, now we got to attach the floor. So like before, this is going to slide in there. You might need to hammer it in a little bit. Actually, yeah, that fits pretty good actually. So let's go ahead and tighten it down. Yeah, great, excellent fit. Alright, 2 more screws on the back, and then we got our floor for nest number 3. if it's gone for good, so. I'm not too optimistic on finding it, so let me go ahead and grab another one quick. Alright, hopefully this drill bit has similar or better performance characteristics than the other one. Okay. Alright, so we need the wall here. Before we do that, I'm going to put in this final, let's go ahead and start a screw over here. Sometimes it'd be nice to have 3 hands, but 2 works pretty good. Most of the time. Alright, so we got to grab the level over here. Okay, so yeah, that's about right. Right about there should be good. Alright, pull that out some. And then slap this on. Alright, now get level from the other. I'll have to lift up on it a little bit on the end closest to the camera. Always a little more, degree of difficulty rises slightly left-handed, so bear with me. Alright, lift up on that about right there. Okay, so that should be good. Now we need to put in the side panel here. And grab a few of these shorties. We need about 4 of them. Shouldn't be too challenging. Although that's usually not a statement you ever want to make when it comes to any type of mechanical work. Very risky. You definitely tempt fate when you say stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and slap this on here. Alright, 3 more and we should be ready. Okay, that one is a little tricky, but it's going to go on just fine. And that one went on pretty good. This one cracked a little bit, but otherwise it's fairly stable. So there we have it. Now we need to put the we need to get the roof on 3 of them. We're going to attach the perch. So the hens will probably fly over to one of these boards here and then go up onto their perch, and they're staggered, so that way there's no dispute as to which hen has which perch. So let's go ahead and attach the perch to the roofs, and we'll be back to the coop then right after that. Alright, so we got just 3 small boards that I picked out here. They're all different sizes because I just grabbed them from a scrap pile. They don't need to be any particular size. Now, the 14.5-inch side goes between the studs, so we need to attach the perch along this end here. So let's just, at least try to somewhat get it into the middle. It doesn't have to be, but closer the better. So this is a longer one, so we can probably go all the way up to the end of the board here. And now, what we want to do here, we'll probably want to, what we're going to do is we're going to put in the screws, and then this end will come out one side, so we're going to want to snip that end. So we'll go ahead and do that later. Just go ahead and get this attached for now. See how it attaches to the board underneath it? So we know that there's somewhat of an overlap there. So let's go ahead and tighten this down. Try to get it close to center. Let's see, 6. So that looks pretty good. Right about there. Alright, put in another screw here and then we should be good. So the roof will just attach like that, and see we have the screws here. So that's something that we'll snip those off later. Make sure the animals don't inadvertently step on them. So we need the 14.5-inch side. That should be good. I'm going to just try to somewhat center it here. Let's see. I need to come this way a little bit. 6.5. A little less than 6.5, so right about there should be good. Let's tack this on. Now this wood's a little thicker, so the end, it's still there, so we'll just sand it off a little bit. Call it good. Alright, so we got that one. Now, the final one here. This board's a little shorter, so you don't have a whole lot of room to play with. Right about right there is where we're gonna want that one. Alright. One more and then we should be good. Alright. So a little bit sticking out there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a tool for fixing these sharp points here. And I'll be right back. Alright, so what I got here is something called a Dremel. It'll smooth off these little edges here. For the ones where it's sticking out a little bit more, we can get it started with the bolt cutter. Just try to get it as flush to the board as possible. Just try to get as much off as we can. That should be good. And then just go ahead and finish it off with the Dremel here. Alright, so we got the perch attached to the roof here. Now, you may be wondering, because when you see that, see the perch is up here, it's at the highest point. Now you may think, why don't you have the perch here? The reason why I don't have the perch here is because if you have the perch here, the chickens will roost up here. And then when they roost up here, they'll crap and urinate all over their shelter. So now you think the reason why you got the perch is so they'll sit on the perch, so when they crap and urinate, it'll just go straight to the ground, which can easily compost up, and then you don't have any problems. So let's just go ahead and attach the roof here. Alright, now grab that screw there. So we got some pretty durable chicken nests there. Now, the way the nests are set up now, there doesn't appear to be a lot of shelter for them. So we're going to put an apparatus that, it'll start about down here and it'll just kind of make an arch. So they can fly, there's a little bar here, they can jump on here, fly up here, and then they'll feel protected with the arch. So, for the arch, we want to have it about, let's see here, it's going to be 7 inches, 7 inches by about 14 and a half. So we got some 10 inch, well actually, yes, we got 10-inch boards, so I'll go ahead and I'll cut 14 and a half inches out of that, and then we'll cut 3 of them, and then we'll cut the arch in there. And we'll do that with the jigsaw. So let's go ahead and cut up those 3 boards right now. Alright, we're back to using the circular saw, so it's important to have the proper safety equipment, or just protective equipment. So I'd say this is pretty good. Go ahead and measure 14 and a half. Gotta make sure the pen doesn't fall between the cracks. That'd be disastrous. Alright. Go ahead and chalk it up to make an even or a straight line. Alright. So, now, we want to cut arches out of these ones here. So, try to get it as close as possible to the edge. That'll give us plenty of space to jigsaw it. Alright, so we wanted to start about 7 inches. Measure 7 inches, right about down there, and right about down there. Now, here's where things get a little tricky. So, we're going to try to find something that's a perfect circle, and then use that. What we have over here is a garbage can. So we take this garbage lid, put it about right there, and then trace it out. That'll give us a perfect circle. So let's just go ahead and jigsaw that up and see what it looks like. And if we cut this one properly, we'll be able to use that as the template for the others. And make sure the electricity is unplugged when changing these blades. So, go ahead and unplug stuff that's not using. Alright, well, we should be ready. So make sure it's fairly secure, feels pretty good. So let's just give it heck here. We got 3 arches, we're going to go ahead and screw them into place. And we're going to fill that chicken coop up with some grass and see how it works. So let's head over to the chicken coop. Alright. So the 3 arches will go on just about like that there. I could maybe do it like that. Probably that'll work the best. Looks like there's still plenty of room for them to access the premises. That's a little tight fit there. That's right there. Now let's see if this one will fit better. Apparently not. So try to find the shortest one and stick it in that middle, the middle nest there. Kind of have to shove it into place. So it appears that this one's probably the shortest. Alright, go ahead and grab some screws here. So let's go ahead and stick this one on. Alright, now, looks like, well, as you can see, the job is completed. The staggering's a bit uneven, but, you know, that's okay. It ain't gonna be perfect. So what we're going to do now is we need to fill out the bottom with some type of nesting material. So I got a place in the yard that has tall grass, so go ahead and pull that out and I'll be right back. So there's a spot in the yard, tall grass, leaves and all that. Get some of that, pack it in there, and it should be good. So they can just fly up, grab on, and then nest. One of the reasons why this one is staggered higher than the other two is because the chicken at the top of the pecking order, literally, is... That chicken is a little bit more aggressive than the other one, so that's why it's important to make sure that this one is higher up than the other two. I mean, these two chickens aren't going to really argue. They'll just pick their roost, or they'll pick their perch and go with it. So yeah,